Hey, this is Susan's.
And this is Rita, and you're listening to the Reali-Tea podcast. Welcome back, everybody. Another episode, another episode,
Another week, yes.
another week,
What are
another.
you sipping on? I know you're having
I'm
something
just
exciting. I'm
you banking on it. That time it's going to be. I even forgot to get juice. I'm, I'm sipping on water. When you said, "What are you sipping on?" I went down because on my bedside table, well, on the floor, I picked up the 5 liter and I was like, I'm having water. Picked up a
five
whole
liters.
5 liter. Yeah, that's what I realized. Like, I prefer having 5 liters. Like, I went to my mom's house today, and I don't know if anybody's seen people that are in South Africa. Woolies has the water in a can, and like she buys lots and lots of them, and I'm just like, I don't think I can live like this. Like 5 liters are where I'm at.
Like specifically, okay, but I'm actually dying because I don't feel like no, it has to be 5 liters. Don't give me no two. Don't give me 3.5. I need five.
500 ml. Don't give me 500 mils. I need a five. I need a whole 5 liter, and then I just leave it
Maybe
on the.
maybe like the
I don't know what. No, let me just. Can I can say one thing, two things. Let me just say two things. One, I prefer a 5 liter because
yeah.
I can keep it on my bedside. I can keep it next to my bedside table. It's on the floor. It's easy access. And it takes not like it takes me long to finish, but it'll definitely last longer than a 500 ml bottle. If we're being honest. One, two, the
It will
water
take
from
it will
the
take a while.
yeah, it'll take a while. I can finish like a 5 liter maybe in 3 days.
Oh, which is good because we're supposed to be drinking seven. I'm not gonna lie, I'm bad at that thing. I try, but like my average is five. My average is five, and I'm like, guys,
And it's
please,
been
like,
hot.
I'm full.
2 to 3 days, I can finish a 5 liter easily. And I love it for myself. And it's been hot, guys, if we're being honest. But number
No,
two,
I mean, look, I love, yeah.
since you must go try the water in the can from Woolies. Guys, that thing doesn't taste the same as water from any kind of water. Something I don't think that's
Really.
I don't think we're supposed to have water in a can. I'm gonna put it out there. I don't think it's supposed to be like that because something ain't tasting right about that water. I'm telling you guys.
Yeah, I can imagine it like the it being in that steel thingy, or aluminium. My bad, aluminium thing for like a while. Like it doesn't. Yeah, it's gonna leave like some kind of thing or like a weird
Mm,
metally, like metallic almost, like a little. It's,
yes. It's not the same. And I get maybe it's better for the environment, but it's just not it's not giving. Maybe I don't know I don't know. But then maybe do water in a bag. I don't know what we need to do, but something needs to change because this ain't working for me.
oh, what's in the bag? Okay, no, I'm also having water. I'm having
Love
water
it.
a glass.
In a glass. You see, that's where it's at. Now that's where it's at. Water in a glass. That's where it's
Water
be at.
in a glass, like, and also I've realized this thing of like ice cold water, guys. Also because people in South Africa, the days have been getting
Hot.
crazy hot. Like, am I in Durban? Like, why is it also humid?
Not am
What
I in Durban?
what's going on? I'm very confused. But like, so I've realized that actually drinking like not cold, not lukewarm, but like closer to like in between, and in between lukewarm. Like if six is lukewarm and one is like ice cold, like in a four. Not
Oh,
super
okay.
because that
Mm,
actually does
mm.
it gives you the feeling of feeling dehydrated, but it doesn't dehydrate you enough. Then and I realized because
Yeah.
like the cold glass of water, then I was like, why am I still going through the most 30 minutes later? Come on, like guys, what's happening? But if I drink like a tepid kind of water, then it's like, oh, okay, I feel it. I feel that I'm drinking like nutrients. I guess
Nutrients, yeah. And on the note of it
there is
being
nutrients
hot,
in
everybody must stop complaining about the heat because, guys, was it not raining during December? Like raining a lot. Now people are complaining about the heat. Let the heat be because it will be cold very soon. Then it will be winter. Then it will be crying for good weather again. Yay, guys, just allow it. Allow
please
it.
let it rain.
Oh, please. Oh,
No, I do
please.
not like this heat. I'm becoming a winter person, Rita. I never thought I was team winter, but I'm becoming team winter because what is this? It's wild. It's wild.
And people that are team winters only because South African winters are so nice. So we have amazing winters.
It's crazy.
It's not too well. It is cold mornings and nights, but during the day there's a little heat in the air. So we're very lucky this side.
I
But
love
yeah,
how you're
before
studying the
we
weather. I'm
yes,
sorry,
studying
the
the weather.
government of tourism should like hire you because wow, you
Yes,
stole that
great
South African climate.
winters. great winters, guys. But anyway, we're going to be talking about a place that has summer all year round. Is Durban. We're talking about Real Houses of Durban. You hear that segue? Yes, Sass. You can't. You know what? You know that
Snaps.
segue.
Actually snaps. I was gonna say I'm impressed. I was gonna wait for you to like cut, and I was gonna be like, girl, what you did was some Nicki Minaj segue. That was some Nicki Minaj. Hey, can we even say Nicki
Segue.
Minaj? Because homegirl is
You
ish.
chaotic queen.
Anyway,
But yes, that segue was giving. But
that was
yes, we
giving.
are talking about the Real Houses of Durban. It was an interesting episode. Yeah, I do have thoughts. I have so many notes about that husband appreciation event. First of all, I hated writing husband down, and I was like, "What the fuck is a husband
I hated
appreciation
it
event?"
myself.
I had my first note here is like ask Zinzo what he thinks about a husband appreciation because
You
well, what
you
the
you
fuck is
knew
that?
you
Because
knew
I knew you weren't gonna like it.
I was rolling my eyes the entire like actually I had a colleague who addressed me as like as her work husband, and I was like, no, baby.
No, no.
I was like, no. I was like, actually, you should listen to our podcast because we discuss like why we do not like the cousin soap. So yeah, like I mean, let's get into it. It was an interesting episode.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was.
I thought. I've
Okay, cool. Well, then let's get into the Real Houses of Durban, season 4, episode 2.
ready.
We're at the top of episode 2, and we have Maria and Sarisha meeting up at a yoga studio. And this is where Maria also announces that she's going to have a husband appreciation day. And don't
Yeah.
worry, Susan, I'll get your opinions on it when we get to the husband appreciation day because I know you have thoughts.
Okay.
But
Okay,
that's
I'm
the
sorry.
event. That's the event for this episode. But essentially, they talk about the goddess party that Sarisha hosted, and basically, Sarisha was just disappointed that none of the ladies were, I guess, forthcoming
Number one
in terms
boo.
of,
My number one housewife.
you know
Oh,
what I'm saying? She was
when she
just
said, oh,
disappointed.
you mean when you guys? When she's like, oh, but I must say the event. First of all, like Maria is such a snake because she's like the event was such a great success. Then in confession, she's like the event was not a success. And she's like the
Yeah,
event was such a great success. And so Rachel was like, oh, you mean when you guys were telling lies? I was like, this is what I wanted.
yeah.
This is what I
But it's
wanted. Oh shit,
true.
fired. So
People were just lying. People were
let's
just
talk.
lying. Everyone forgiving themselves and not really naming names. Like, what the fuck? They were wasting our time.
No, you know what? If I was Sarisha, I would like, of course, the producers. I'm like, listen, I know I'm supposed to host an event in episode 4 or 5, but I want to do one next episode, and I want to say redo, and
Facts,
come as the devils because y'all are some liars. So come as your
facts,
devils, honestly.
facts. And then Maria also expresses that she went through a depression after the whole shaming of her lips that Nonku and Jojo did last season. And she felt like she said that she went through a depression, and she said that she even cried when she deflated them because she couldn't recognize herself in the mirror. So I was just like, honestly, like I don't know, like if I was Maria, like
Rita,
that's successful
I
and
see
that
where you're
rich,
going.
I really wouldn't give a damn about what any of these bitches say about me because I got
Oh,
money. And like, what do you think I was gonna say?
oh, okay. Okay, because this is what I was gonna say. Okay, so when she said that, no,
Yeah,
I really felt bad, and I was like, that feels horrible. That like you have to feel that way because also I'm sure it wasn't just and she should have expanded and said not just like when Nonko and Jojo came for me, but when social media came for me because I'm sure like the trolls were doing their job, you know, and I'm sure that's also
yes,
what made it even worse. Who knows? Like people on Instagram and stuff are so fucked up. Who knows? They probably even went to like her son or you know her shit. Oh, but the son's young. Whatever. Either way, point is like I'm sure she received a lot of online bullying, which didn't
yes,
help and always makes things much worse. But I was like, when she said she looked in the mirror, and she didn't see herself. I get that. I get that because you made it to make yourself look good. But she said she wants to
exactly.
go back to those lips. She wants to go
No, she
back to those
went
lips.
back.
I was
She already
like,
went back. She's back now.
but they're not as big. But they're not as big. She even said no. She
I
wants
don't
to make
think
them as
so.
big as how they were before. She did say that. She did.
Oh,
She said she wants to make them as big as how they were before. So that's when I was like, you look great right now. I think the lips how they are tastefully plumped. You know, like I don't think you need to like over plump them again. And going to your point when you said you're rich or successful, I don't give a damn what these people think. And like why would she be, you know, worried about that? Maybe it is an insecurity that she has, you know?
True.
And yeah, maybe it's like she has to probably go to like therapy and talk about like why do I want them
Why?
like to be at that extent? Like, listen, do you? If you want to do that, it's fine. If she wants to come back season 5 with the same lips, cool. Like, I'll get over it. But
True.
why do you feel they have to
But
be
I think,
to that extent?
I-
You
yeah, because I
know,
think we also have to acknowledge that people that do lip fillers, generally, they obviously didn't have or they never had big lips in their lives. That's why they
they
get the
had,
fillers done.
yeah, yeah,
Yes. So now we also
yeah,
have to admit that people that do have lip fillers or that always get their lips filled or whatever else, they overdo it sometimes. We have to admit
they
to that.
do. They,
Some people
yeah.
look like their lips are swollen. I won't even lie. Things that I've seen, I'm like,
Amanda
ain't no
Lepore,
way. You know what I mean?
Amanda,
Amanda
even
Lepore.
her husband, we'll go to Neil, but we'll get to Neil. But like, even Neil, I was like, okay, okay,
People
you,
just
it's your
really
choice.
overdo it that it doesn't
Yeah.
look natural. It just looks like you have big lips.
I just think it's just for us, especially how society is like built, and I think how also our eyes work, is we see aesthetics. And when it looks, it doesn't look like proportional to your aesthetics or like your face. It seems uncanny.
It's
You know what I'm saying? And it's
true.
like, okay, it's jarring for a bit, you know. And I'm not saying that like, no, don't do it. Like, do you? If you want to have them as big as you want, go ahead. You know what I'm saying? Like we've seen like people do things to like an extreme extent, and if that's what makes you happy, that's all that really matters. As long as you're not harming anyone or yourself, that's all that really matters.
And that's true. Do you and do what makes you feel good. At the end of the day, it's her money and she can do whatever the fuck she wants.
You know what I'm saying? She's still
And
rolling.
then
She's still rolling in a donut on a 6 feet, and
facts.
we're some of us are two stepping. That's me.
You know what I'm saying? I hear you. Don't
Yeah.
worry, I got that. Next we have Zama with her sister. I mean, really not much to the scene. I think we had a lot of scenes like this where they were just tiny, small scenes that didn't really have a lot going
Weird.
on. But Zama
Yeah.
was just with her sister in Zimbali, and she just opens up about that she felt respected when Slee and Nonku jumped in when it came to the whole baby saga, when Angel came for her. And then she also opens up about having surgery for her fibroids, and she said that she just needs to go up for another doctor's checkup. So like it was a really just another wholesome, cute scene between I guess family members. But the
Mhm.
scene that really pissed me off was Jojo cooking for her husband. Cause what was that? Nobody asked for it. I don't know why we're watching Jojo not
Oh,
cook. Did you enjoy that?
no. And funny enough, just when I was coming to Georgia and I was like, we need more substance, we need more substance, I kind of enjoyed it. Like, I think I enjoy the character that Jojo is trying to portray. I think she's trying to give off a very like OC, like early OC. I've got the homegirl who had like, she was very like very much like a Barbie, like early OC
Yes,
scenes, but she's giving off
yes.
that like almost Karen, like bimbo, and I enjoy it. I mean, I still do want some substance, but it was cute. And then, like the husband, I actually like the energy between them. I see that like they really do get along. Like he doesn't seem annoyed by her. He actually enjoys like when she does all the silly little things, like it's cute. I think it's
Okay.
cute to see. Yeah. It was cute to see, but
Cute.
I still want substance though. Right now.
No, true. I hear you. You got a little taste, but it's not enough.
The taste, yeah, yeah.
I don't know what was happening in that scene,
But
but I was
those
like, I
scenes
don't know. Nobody asked for this.
those random scenes, I did not like them. I was like, why are they being done so weird? Even JoJo's scene, like I thought it was cute, but at the same time, I'm like, okay, but you're not even having a confessional explaining what you're doing. Like, so it just felt like out of place, and a lot of those scenes felt,
Yes.
yeah, very out of place.
Mm, you're very right. Also, you're right about not having an interview or confessional. Like those scenes did not have confessionals, and I was like, actually, then why are we watching this? Like, we need more
Hmm.
explanations, background, something.
I mean, I do appreciate that we don't have to wait 5 seconds for the scene to change. Looks like they cut that.
Right? Right.
Yeah.
Next up, we go with Slee, and she's with her brother in Belito, and they've gone quad biking, sorry. And she just opens up about having daddy issues. Her father is still alive,
Mm,
and but he wasn't around in her life. And basically, she has abandonment issues, and she self sabotages in relationships. And I could definitely relate to that because I don't have my father in my life, even though he's alive. But it's also interesting how those things
mm,
manifest in your life because it's like
mm,
someone that you don't have much of a relationship with or any kind of relationship with that person. But the way it shows up in your romantic relationships or even platonic, you just self sabotage in so many ways because you're trying to protect yourself from that hurt that
Mm,
you may have felt. So I definitely could relate to her. I
mm,
felt really bad for her. And I think what made things worse is that her dad still talks to some of her siblings, and it
mm.
obviously touches a very soft spot for her, and it triggers her because it's like, why is he not talking to me? What is it about me that my father
Of
doesn't even want to
me,
talk?
yeah,
And you internalize that
yeah.
when it probably has nothing to do with her, but she's still a little girl yearning for her dad's love, and that's how
Yes.
I looked at it when she was speaking. Any thoughts?
No, I mean, listen, I fully 100% agree with you. Like, and I did appreciate the scene. And I feel like now that she's had this, it's going to lead to a thing of like, she's going to have this conversation. I just don't know how that is going to receive it, especially since it's going to be on camera,
Yes.
like
Mm,
maybe a heartwarming conversation. But I did appreciate this. And like, we were seeing dimension in Lee and also seeing why she was so quick to cut off Nonku because I feel like she cut her off a bit too quick. I was like, how dare? Like that was very quick. Like I was like, I get it. Like I know, like Nonku she's a bit like crazy sometimes. So I get why she cut it off. I was like, it's a bit sudden. Just at least give her some grace. Give her some grace. But
And
now
Nonku's
I
also a
understand.
horrible friend. If Nonku's track record on this show, having friends on the show, has shown
It's
us
a track
she
record.
doesn't know how to be on a friend. Nonku, no way.
Jojo, I don't know how her and Jojo have been surviving, but I do
Oh,
I
yeah.
do see a
Jo-
nuclear fallout between the
No,
two of them.
Jojo are not
I
friends.
see it
It's
coming.
fake. Her and Jojo are not friends. That shit is fake. It's fake. You cannot
They say
convince
goodbye when
me.
the cameras are done. When the release is over,
Exactly.
they're like, see you in 6 months.
Exactly.
But yeah, no, I did
Ugh.
appreciate the scene. And I think it was great that she had that scene with her brother because the brother like also
Mm,
put a lot of things in perspective for her. He was like, listen, first of all, just know it's not even you. And it's such a cheesy thing to say, but it's not even you. And like she's
mm,
like, the only reason why I like would speak to dad or is because I would have to call him. I have to make that effort, which is very tiring. And also, if you're someone who's had abandonment issues, like you're not gonna want to keep wanting to make that effort either because you don't want to
mhm.
leave yourself with more disappointments, you know?
Yeah.
So it's a tough one. I'm looking forward to the scene that if it does happen on camera, maybe it might happen off camera. I think it's a better conversation off camera, but you're a reality star, so it might have to be on camera, which sucks because
Yes. Yes.
he's gonna be guarded. Men they struggle with emotion unless they are someone who is like sensitive or self-aware, like because with emotion and being able to express yourself, or being able to take accountability comes self-awareness. And yeah, I think a lot of men, straight men, mostly do struggle with that. So it's gonna be a tough one to watch. I think.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm excited to watch that. It definitely adds a nice dimension to Slee. But I think she's been
Yeah.
open like this
And,
since she joined the show. So
mm,
this is not a surprise at all. And then we
mm,
move on to Angel. She goes to Howick to visit her aunt and her mom. And this is where I understood what she meant with knowing with her boyfriend. Not that they've been dating for 10 years, they've known each other for 10 years, but only became
mm,
serious over a year ago. So I was
yeah,
like,
yes.
okay, now I understand.
Because I also took notes of that. I was like,
Okay.
oh, okay, yes, yes, all right.
It's
Now
not
that
that
makes sense. Okay. Because I was like, I
it's
know
not
Rachel didn't hear her wrong.
Yeah, because I really didn't. The way she made it seem in that first episode is that they've been dating for 10 years. I was like, 10 years. Because it also made it seem odd that he had never met her parents in those 10 years as well,
mm,
you know? But it
mm,
looks like she's coming to announce that basically Homeboy wants to do things the correct way and I guess wants to maybe start the process of Lobola and all these different things and asking for her hand
mm.
in marriage. So that's another thing. But she does speak about her fertility issues because she found a lump in her breast, but thank God it wasn't cancer. But it's another kind of breast disease that she has. And
Yeah,
basically she had to
I
go on
wanted to Google
contraceptive.
it. I was wondering if that because it sounded similar to like fibroids. So I was like, is it related to fibroids? Phew. Yeah, I was actually like, I
Human
wanted to like
anatomy.
Google what it means. Yeah, yeah.
Mm. But it looks like she had to go on contraceptive, and being on contraceptive is not an easy thing as a woman because it can mess up with your hormones, and it's just a roller coaster that you're on. So it looks like she might have
Mm,
fertility issues, but at least we live in a world where there are many options: surrogacy,
yeah.
IVF.
Yeah.
adoption if you really want to. Like there are many options. So I hope she doesn't feel like she's less than if she's not able to have her own child, you know? And
And
hopefully
it's
her
so
partner can support her through that.
yeah, it's so important that you actually brought it up because I'm like, damn, like that's unfortunately like with like black culture, like I don't know, I guess surrogacy and like things like adoption are always like not frowned upon, but it's always like, oh,
Yeah.
like people are always hesitant in terms of like taking it. And for me, I've always said that like if I do have a partner and like we want kids, I will definitely want to adopt, like without a doubt. Like not only adopt, but like I would definitely want to adopt,
Want
because I
to.
feel like it's just such a
Mm,
like give, a kid who probably wouldn't have had a home or who knows how their life would have turned out and to give them that like, yeah, that opportunity. Just also having a connection with, because I know that like when people who do adopt, they always say like there's a connection. And I find it so
yes.
you can make a connection with a human that you had like, no process in creating, but there's still that
Yes.
connection of like, this is a child that I want to raise. It's like,
Right.
and the child also has a connection of like, I'm comfortable around you, which I think is so touching. Yeah.
Yes. No, true. And it's great
Mm.
that we live in a world where there are so many options because it was never like that before. So at least
Yeah.
she knows. I hope she knows she has other
Hope they're
options. And
receptive to it.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yes, no, and it looked like her aunt and mom are very supportive. So hopefully, if she's around long enough, we can go through that journey with her. Because I mean, I don't know. I mean, I do see her getting a second season, to be honest. But after the
Mm.
whole Desmond appreciation thing, I was like, what's going on with this girl? But we'll get there.
Mm.
Um, and then we have parallel scenes here with Maria and at home with Slee and Zama, and then we also have a painting session with Jojo, Angel, and Nonku. And basically, with Maria, Slee, and Zama, they talk about the goddess event and basically just saying that no one took accountability. And it looks like Slee and Nonku still have tension. Um, and I guess Slee feels like she isn't okay with the apology that she got from Nongu because Nongu wasn't specific about what she was apologizing for. And I guess it's one of those things you can't just say I'm sorry. What are you sorry for? What did
Yeah.
you do you understand what you actually did that hurt me?
Yeah.
But I think it's a
Yeah.
situation where both of them have to apologize to each other because they were both in the wrong, you
Hmm.
know? And then also with the JoJo painting party, Nonku feels like whatever's happening between her and Slee is not that deep anymore. Like she can move on from it, they can be cordial. But Nonku feels like Slee didn't take ownership for the part that she played, which is also very fair. If somebody doesn't take ownership, you really don't want to interact with them, or even you're not really looking for an apology because they're not going to take accountability
They're
for
not
the
gonna.
behavior.
And like, that's actually what I wanted to ask you. Like, I mean, that the drama between the two of them, like, I don't know, because it doesn't seem like they're getting to like what the crux of the issue was. For me, it just seems like they're talking around the issue instead of like getting to like what is it? What was the point? Like, what obviously like hurt you, or like what about, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm
Nonku
not
doesn't know
convinced that
how to be. I think Nonku doesn't know how to be a good friend, and her track record
mm,
has shown that on the show.
she
We
does.
have seen it. Nonku doesn't know how to be a good friend. Somehow, every time she brings somebody into the group, she switches up on them, jiggy jiggy out of
She
nowhere.
denied Mabusi, like
Yeah,
Peter the Baptist denied Jesus 3 times. She
yeah.
denied her. She's like, I do not know her. I do not know her. I do not know that woman.
She allowed those
I've never
women
had
to
sexual
eat.
relations with
She allowed the group to eat Mabusi alive. They ate her alive, and Nonku was there enjoying it. No,
her. Loki, I would love a Mabusi return, and I'd love her to come back with
same,
like a 2.0. Yay.
same.
Like that they are speechless. I would love a return.
Guys, if there's one thing you need to know about me and Sazins, we love Mabusi. We're
We are
Mabusi fans.
Mabusi stands up because she
We love
called she called him out.
Hey, Mabusi. That's my girl. And then also at JoJo's painting thingy mabob,
Mhm.
JoJo just says that she
Forward
has
board.
unresolved, JoJo and Maria have unresolved issues. And then is that back to Maria's house? They go back to the whole baby or kid saga that was brought up at the goddess event. And
Mhm.
and basically, I guess the consensus is that Angel kept referring to herself as the baby of the group because she's the youngest, but she didn't want to be referred that way. but then Zama feels like the angel was looking for a moment. Well, and at the time when I watched it, I don't feel like she was looking for a moment. After watching the Guzman
Hmm.
depreciation, now I'm like, was she really looking for a moment? Now I'm starting to
So
believe that
you are
maybe
looking
she
for
was.
moments. Yeah.
Yeah, then I was like, maybe she's looking for
She
moments here because
was.
I don't understand what's going on. What
She,
do you
she, she
think?
was. She's definitely looking for moments. Definitely looking for moments. I don't know if she is the moments because it's always very reactive. And it's so
Yes.
cute because I see myself in Zama. Like when I get emotional, I get like her. And then like, like when you're trying to act calm, but you can see that those person's chest is moving. Like they are heated. The steam is coming out of their ears. They are like your mouth is
True.
like so tightly pressed because you don't want to say anything. So I see myself in her, but at the same time, I'm just like, "Ish, Zama, girl, you don't need to be so reactive all the time. Like if you want to
All the
read, if you want to be the
time.
Kenya of the group, it needs to come in a very calm manner. Like you don't have to be this hot for nothing. Also for nothing. Like she gets
True.
hot. She got hot before Ruan's beef. Ruan is so chill.
Yo,
Ruan's like I don't.
yo, that's what I was trying to figure out. I don't know why she came in
So,
hot there, but we'll get there. So I was like, yo, but at the end of
so
the
even when
day,
Jojo's like I like her. She's direct. Yeah, I'm like yeah. You can be direct. You don't have to be reactive. Like she's too reactive.
that's a good point,
Yeah,
actually. Very good
yeah.
point. So I think at the end of the day, it looks like Jojo and Nonku really do like Angel. And even when she was describing what she does to Jojo and Nonku, it's giving triple threat. She's like, I do construction, I can sing, I'm a fashion designer, I own a textile company. What I was like,
Mm,
it's giving triple
mm,
threat. And you know what
mm,
is nice to have? She's very confident,
mm,
extremely
mm.
confident. She's very sure of herself, and she likes who she is. So I like, I enjoy her energy. So I think that's why I think for Nonku and Jojo, I feel like they just felt like they've recruited a new member on their
Yeah.
side.
Meanwhile.
Meanwhile,
Yeah,
I
I don't know. I do like Angel. I do think that like it's nice to have someone feisty. We have someone who's like, not like she's ready to be confrontational. Like it's what we need in a housewife. Um, the part though, what I found confusing was when they were going over their grades, like construction grades, and then
yes,
Nunku was like, I am QCXE, and then Angel said, oh, I'm that. I'm also that, except without the QE. And then we cut to Nonku making like a shady face. I was like, okay, like what's why didn't they expand further on that? Like, what is she saying? Like, is she maybe saying
I
that
think.
are
Oh,
possible? Yeah.
I saw that. I think that they grabbed a clip, a moment from when they
Oh,
asked
they
Nonku a
like
different question.
just to add
That's
drama
what I think
because
they did, just to add.
yeah, because I was like, oh, okay, she just doesn't have all the qualifications. Like, what is this five? That actually makes sense. They just really, yeah, it's like when you Franklin bites, when you take like other sound bites and then you're almost putting it like when they're saying
Yes.
it and actually not saying it, you just grab other audio from okay, yeah.
That's what I think they did. That's how it came off to me
That
because
makes
I was
sense.
like, actually,
And another
there was
Franklin
nothing.
thing, one show that is so bad at like editing like audio into it, Survivor Australia. Like you can literally hear when they like force conversation with someone else's mouth. They'll be like, so the challenge was really great, and that's why I voted them. It's like what? Sorry.
No, you're right. No, you're right though. You're right. Um. Okay, so next
Sorry.
we had Maria talking to her husband. This was a very random scene, and I have my issue with that.
Mm,
Also, these short scenes in the middle
mm.
of in the middle of the episodes, they also the way that they cut them off is so abrupt that I'm just like, how
It is
it
very
felt like
abrupt. Yes.
the scene just started, but now it's over. So just talking to her husband, he's in Athens. It really was nothing to write home about, so we can really move on. Then you
Oh
have
shame. I
Nonku
mean,
and her.
it was spice.
Oh,
It was.
okay,
Oh,
okay.
you mean
So
Maria? Oh, Maria. No,
yeah,
Maria was. I
Maria,
don't
no, no.
understand it. I
There's
don't.
nothing there. Yeah.
No, we can move on.
But Nonku at her house, Nonku's talking about that man she was seeing last season. And
Oh.
basically, Nonku is saying one, that she didn't call it a relationship. Two, she wasn't herself during the relationship.
Mhm.
Three, he's not her type. Four, she suspects that he was using Muti the whole time. And five, she was always drunk with him. So there are many things being said here. I think all of it is a bold face lie. Bold
Oh,
face lie.
I can tell by the way you're
Because
listing it that you don't believe her.
I don't believe, do you believe her?
I mean, listen, this is what I wrote in my notes. First of all, I said I needed her to dish more. That seemed ended way too early. Secondly, I'm honestly
Fact.
not surprised that her and RD aren't together because it was moving too fast. It was moving way too fast. I don't think she was drunk the entire time though. That is a lie. Like when she was there with the mom and like then she was not drunk. She was not drunk at that time. I do think she's adding spice though. It's that thing of like, when housewives like break up with their husbands, then somehow the husband will say, "How? Okay, okay, okay." Like they always like, I don't know, yeah, they like want to like throw slander at the man.
Yes.
Um, I do think RD was her type. I'm not gonna lie, like
Yes. I think
she was
I
into him.
think and I think it's like I think she's romanticized what kind of relationship she was looking for, and he was able to fulfill certain
Mm,
parts of it, giving her gifts. He gave her a car,
mhm,
all these different things. He was some rich guy. So I think
mm.
she got into it, and it didn't turn out the way that she'd wanted. But while she was living it, she was enjoying whatever was happening between the two of them.
She was enjoying.
And then
She
when
was
shit hit the
enjoying.
fan, obviously gonna be like, wada. I don't know why she's claiming he's doing muti. That's a very bold statement. I don't know why she's claiming that. But what I can say is that that's a bold faced lie. Everything that she's saying, that he was not her type, she was living for those things. She just needs to take ownership of the fact that she made a
Was
bad choice, a bad judgment call on a guy. That's all. And it happened to the best of us. We've all been there. All of us have made a bad judgment call or a bad call on a relationship. It is what it is. But don't come tell us about things like muti and shit
oh,
like that.
maybe like maybe he's still just a good guy, but like it just didn't work out. You know,
Yeah,
like I don't
fact.
know. I did feel that I was like, okay, oof, there's throwing on this man. There's a lot that you're throwing on this man, and he's just like, oh, what did you say? Oh, I can't even say his name because he doesn't exist. I was like, ooh, that sounds sour. That sounds like you're still a bit,
And then she says that
you know.
he scammed her. Then it looks like he took material from one of her construction sites with 300,000 rand. I mean, hey. So was that car real or fake? She must come to. We need more from that scene. That scene shouldn't have ended so quickly. You're right, because we needed more. I need to understand where that car came from that he gifted her. Does she still have the
Yeah,
car, or did she gift it to herself and then lied and said that it was him? Like,
I mean, she did throw a lot of accusations on the poor man, and then she also did like she didn't have a lot of like backing to it. Like she just say, yeah, if my construction workers said they saw it, it's like okay, but like I don't know, it was weird. It was a weird scene. Maybe it should have been a scene of like how she spoke about like how she's hurt, it broke, it ended, and like why did it end? I don't know. I did feel like a bit of lies. I did feel like a bit of lies. I hate to say it,
yeah,
but
but at the end of the day, when we saw that man, when he was on our screens for the first time, that man looked like a scammer. You cannot tell me anything. That man looked like a scammer. Okay, he looked like one.
okay,
That's
okay.
that's
Wait,
the energy.
having said that, then don't you feel like maybe there was some like there is maybe some truth to some things that you're saying?
Yes, yes. The
Yeah.
scamming part I can believe. Like the scamming part I can believe. I don't believe that he was using muti and things like that. I think he
Mm.
sold her a lie that he was this kind of rich guy or had it all together or had it all put together, but she did know the
Mm.
bad aspects about his life. Like, let's not forget that this man was in jail
He's a
for rape.
rapist.
Yes,
He's a
and you
rapist.
brought that man around your children. Don't forget that
Yeah.
man was in jail for rape. She knew
Correct.
that
Yeah.
and still
And like
allowed him in
we
her
also never
life.
got into the details of like how like what happened. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. It was shady from the beginning. It was very shady from the beginning. And like I said, I knew it was going to last because it was just moving at like it was moving very fast. Also, and now we're talking about relationships. The fact that I realized that like Angel and this man have been together for a year, I'm also not suspicious about that because I'm like the way that you talk to her, like you talk because I thought he spoke because I was like there's a time when she said, "Oh yeah, my car," and then he was like, "Yeah, baby, remember we spoke about this? Focus, focus." I'm like, "Oh, do not talk down to me. Do not talk to me like I'm dumb." Like he spoke to her like he's like, "We spoke about this. Focus." It was very demeaning, and now I'm like,
Mm.
now you want to know for a year, you're talking to her like that. Uh-uh. I don't like it for
Guys,
her.
dating men, you'll
Mm-mm.
see your mother.
Mm-mm.
You'll see your mother. But anyway, I don't know. Nonku, there's some truth to the things that she's saying, but I think she definitely exaggerating a lot of that stuff. She
100%.
knew the good. I think she knew the good and the bad, but she didn't know the ugly. And she must just admit that she made a bad judgment call, and
Mm-hmm.
that's honestly what it is. And we can all move on. I think,
Honestly.
I think she asked for this kind of scene so that she can kind of redeem herself or tell her side of the story. I think she requested a scene like this, but maybe the producers were like, "We need to hear something. Like we need to hear," but it was way too short, considering what a big part he played in the season and what we saw after in between seasons, in between filming. We need more than just
Wait, what did you say
30.
between filming? Do you have tea?
No, isn't in between filming? There's the blogs are saying that he scammed her. She's suing him for wada, all these different things.
Oh
That's
yeah.
that was
Oh
in
yeah.
between filming. So I'm like,
Oh
so
damn! I
I'm
know it's in
like,
between filming. I
so then
see.
I'm like, we didn't need a 3 minute scene. We need this thing needed to be at least 5 minutes of her friend, whoever she was talking to, asking questions. We need answers.
Yeah. 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 Honestly, and that was a sister, by the way. Oh, by the way, this sister looks a lot like Nungu.
No good,
And I'm like,
definitely.
oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Control C, Control V. Yeah, it was weird. And also, Nonku is like, I wouldn't put it past her to do something like this. I'm not gonna lie. I hate to say it, but I wouldn't put it past her. I wouldn't.
Okay, let's get to the main event. Suzinzo, what are your thoughts on Maria or
I
just
love
having a husband appreciation event? What are your thoughts on that? Let's start there. As a
Shem, I
gay
love how you're
man,
like, you know what? I'm gonna ask, yes, I'm gonna ask the gay.
let me
It was
ask a
giving,
gay man.
it was giving Real Housewives of Atlanta, the girls in the white party. What? The girls and the gays and the
Mm,
girls white mystery party. Ooh, I don't know what that title was. But I was just like, guys, it is 2024. And watch, Rita. Like, please send me the link of when they say it's time for the questions, send your questions. Because my question is going to be this. Surely in 2024, we have lack of vocabulary like husbands, fag hags, like, all of these like terms that like box you into like one classification. You know what I'm saying? Like, surely we have lack of that vocabulary because we are more than like our sexuality. Like, yes, it's maybe it is important to like let people know that like, yeah, hey, I'm gay as fuck. I can't say that, but like I'm also not going to make it my entire like thing. It's because it's
personality.
also weird. It's like, because I was like, are you friends with me just because I'm gay? You know? And like, Rita, like you and I will become friends just because like, yes, we do get along because I do identify with I do get along with feminine energy a lot more. And also like I just like exuberant people, but we got along so much because we both had things in common. We both enjoyed Real Housewives, and the moment we started talking about Real Housewives, we
Yes.
just could not, and both had the same sense of humor, same way of looking at things, same way of being shady. But it just felt weird. I'm like, husband, no,
I
no. And
think
also, why is no one in that event saying anything? Angel, you're my age. You're my age. You're 1 year younger 2 years younger than me. Why are you not? Why are you not saying,
I
guys? We do
think
not say cousin anymore. It's old. It's tired.
I think the other side of that is there's also gay men that enjoy being in this role, right? Because especially someone like
Okay, that's also
Neil, Maria's husband, is loving every part of this. It
Yeah,
felt
and
like
we're
he
gonna
was
I'm gonna
really
replace them as
enjoying
husbands now
himself.
because they don't mind being called husbands. So I'm gonna refer to everyone as like husbands.
No,
Yeah, Neil
true,
was loving that moment, but Neil is a lot. Neil needs to calm
very
down.
true.
Why was his back hunched over like that? And like why was his mouth open when Maria was talking when they were having the speech? Close your mouth, first of all. Why was he like looking at them and like breathing so heavy? It was giving Hannibal Lecter. It was giving Clarice. Calm down. He was
So
doing
we
too much, way too much.
so we need to go back a little bit because from what I understand, the issue between Ruan, Jojo, Maria, and adding in Neil is that Neil is the new Ruan, but it looks like at some point Ruan was Maria's husband. I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
yeah.
Okay,
No, because I remember in the reunion, like Maria was like even crying to Neil, saying like, I thought you were his friends.
there
Yeah,
we go.
yeah,
So that was Maria's husband. Whatever, for whatever reason, something happened between the two of them, and he became Jojo's husband.
yeah.
Now it looks like Maria has replaced him with Neil, and Neil is happy to step into that role. So when Maria was saying her speech with Neil, they said she's appreciative of of all the gays past and present. That
Yes.
means that Ruan got a shout out.
So actually, what no, what
Um,
actually what happened was she said, oh yeah, well, I'm appreciative of all the whatever all the gays, and then Neil said past and
oh,
present.
past and present,
He
yes,
he wasted no time.
yes.
Like they rehearsed that thing.
Shady, shady ass. So that was how the event started. And then in between that, before we get to Angel starting all the mess that she started, we also see that um, Nonku is now sober, so that she went
Mm.
through a surgery, so that her body's not reacting the same way to alcohol. Then Slee says we should have a sober party for you. So now I literally wrote here in my new notes. What's the opposite of sober? Is it drunk?
Okay, so you did. So you saw where Nonko was coming from.
No, I don't think. No, I think because it came from Slee, it was a problem. Let's be honest.
It was shady. It was shadily, and like she should have owned it.
Really,
Huh? She should have just owned it, and she should have been like, "Yeah, I said it, and what?" Like just
really,
you're here to make TV. You're here to make TV, and like it would have been a good moment if she just owned it, and it's like, "Ooh,
you think it was shady?
that was shady."
Really, I think because
But
I
guys,
think
let's be
that she
honest.
was
Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Nonku, when Nonku would drink, it was sometimes it was
no
it
back
was.
in her
I'd
heyday.
say,
Back in her heyday, homegirl
yeah.
was knocking them back. Okay, I think it was just because it came from Slee, and I think if anybody, maybe someone else said it, it would maybe she would. I think she would have received it differently. But because it came from Slee,
Yeah.
I think she took it some type of way, which is fine because her and Slee are not friends in any case. So it is what it
I
is.
still think it was shady though.
Um,
I still think like she didn't have to say that. She knows that things are awkward between them. She knows that like saying that will cause some kind of like awkward. Yeah, she should, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
and
It was
then
shady.
after
I feel
that,
like
the husbands and what do we call? Do we say what is it? Wives and husbands. What do we call the women? What are they called?
yeah, let's say
Wives.
wives. Yeah, let's say
The
wives.
wives,
Yeah.
yeah, the wives and the husbands talk about how they all met, where they first all met each other, and things like that.
Or should we say
And
handbags? We say handbags. Because
whoa, why handbags?
a handbag is someone's like yeah, so a handbag is like so if I'm DL and like I marry like a woman and they're my handbag because I'm like covering, you know. And if it's the other way around, if it's a lesbian like marrying, then it's a beard. Like those are well the terms.
Okay, okay. Well,
Yeah.
I would refer to them as the wives. I understand the lingo. I don't understand the lingo, but I'll call them wives for now. But the wives and the husbands talk about how they all met each other. And then Jiggy Jiggy out of nowhere, Angel's like, Neil, why have you been shading Ruan this whole time? Then she's like, Ruan, why are you and Maria beefing? All of out of nowhere, out of nowhere, out of nowhere. And from what I understand is that she's had conversations with Jojo, and this is now where my problem comes in. We needed context to that because now it just looked like this girl
Mm,
was coming out of nowhere with all this information. It's like, where did you get it from? We don't have a scene between Jojo and Angel talking about this is what happened between me and Maria, blah blah blah. Because she knew
mm,
specifics,
mm.
right? She knew that there was a
We
beef. She
needed that.
knew,
We needed that.
So when Neil said gays of the past and present, she understood that there was meaning behind that. So we needed
Yeah.
some kind of context to see that hey, Angel and Jojo made up. They had this conversation. Now she knows what's going on between Jojo and Maria. Finish and club. But anyway, that obviously didn't
Okay,
happen.
here's my question to you. Do you think Neil was being shady when he said past and present?
He definitely was. Shady
So
did.
you think it would have been better if it came from like a Sorisha, a Nonku, someone who a Slee, someone who's been in the drum and understands like where that's because now it's like how Angel, you just arrived and now you know everything.
True. I think. Oh, okay. So are you saying? Oh, so are you saying? Are you asking if a Slee or Sarisha brought it up instead of Angel would have been different?
I think it would have had more weighted because you're right. So like she did come out of nowhere, and I think also the fact that she was heated was the problem. But I think if Sorisha asked Neil, like my nigga, what's up, what's good, you know, and also like Maria, why are you saying upgrade, upgrade? Yeah, I think if it came from
Yes,
like who knew the drum already, it would have had more weighting, but it felt
and
very
I
random
think
too.
it's. And you did speak about this earlier. Like also, Angel's delivery is not the greatest. Her delivery is not the greatest. Jesus,
And she really
it's
thinks she's doing something. It's like, baby,
yo, you just
you're looking like you're heated for like you're getting heated for over nothing. It's,
over nothing and drama that doesn't even include you.
and
So I think
to this
the
day,
problem is, yeah,
Maria is the problem. Maria.
No,
Maria
Maria's
and
one
Pam,
shady bitch because she put up a
because
picture
she's
saying she's been saying things online. She put up a picture saying the new improved and upgraded. Like, what are you? She knows what she's doing online. She's shady herself. She mustn't act
she
like
knows
she's not.
exactly what she's doing, and like
She
she's
knows
also
what she's doing.
it's so sad because she's also tapping on like the insecurity of us as gay men. Like one thing about a gay man, we love a muscle, like we love a nigga with a body. We love that thing, and we also all want to have a body. It's just it's an insecurity that we all have, and like we all have like a lot of us have like like body issues kind of thing, and it was shady. It was shady. Also, she just
It
met him,
was.
and now you're the husband. You just met him. You met me recently. Recently again.
She replaced him, and she made sure to have a husband appreciation event to show Ruan that I have replaced you with Neil.
Yeah,
This is why we're
yeah.
having this party, people. The party is so
Wow.
that she can show Ruan that I've replaced you with Neil, and Neil has a banging body and he has lip fillers. What you gonna say
Yes.
about that? Okay,
Also,
okay.
those lips of Neil's. Ish, Neil.
Listen, but she had to say I found a husband with bigger lips. She's trying to prove a point. She's trying to prove a point.
And I'm not gonna lie, like when I saw the wide shots, like in the first scene, like when they're working out, I was like, okay, who this? Hey, when they zoomed in, I was like, okay, okay, cool, cool, cool.
No, you can see he takes care
That's
of
all I'm saying.
himself. He has good skin. He has his lips, good body.
Yeah,
It's
but he's
probably
very vain.
mere.
I'm sorry, I don't want to say he's very vain.
No, he is. He
He's
loves himself.
extremely vain, and for me, that is such a turn off. Be humble because when you turn 50, my nigga, it's not gonna be the same.
It really won't.
Anyway,
But then I mean, not Maria, sorry, Angel and Neil get into it as well, pointing fingers at each other. And she was even like, and seen, because she's like, maybe he's looking for a moment. But she started all of this shit, so I don't know what she's on about. And then
yeah, you see,
Maria,
the acting was like a moment. I'm like, okay, so you're acting up, like Angel.
I don't know. A lot of things were lost in translation. Like there was a lot happening. But at the end of the day, Maria,
Mm.
someone asked Maria, "Did you know that Ruan was coming?" She says yes, so she knew. And then they both agree. Number one, Ruan says, "Can we please all move on from this?" And they just both agree that they will never be friends again. But they would like to. But they can be cordial. They'd like to move forward. But they still have love for each other. That's how it is. So I don't know if Angel was just jumping the gun a little bit or she came in a little too hard, but
Mm-hmm.
it looks like from at the end of that whole exchange, it looks like Jojo has spoken to Angel about certain things when it comes to Maria, Ruan, and the whole beef between all three of them. So Maria did say that Ruan was an old Motorola. An old Motorola.
Not even an
Oh, Jesus.
iPhone 6, or like an iPod. She said Motorola,
Motorola.
holophonic ringtones, holophonic. Do
And Jojo does
you
speak
remember? Do you
about
remember
how
the classic one? Do you remember the classic one? The classic one for me.
yes.
Yo, someone should remix that. That is Yama's song. That is a Yama. Yes,
Listen, that was a banger. That was a banger of a song. Banger. But anyway, it looks like
Yes.
Maria
Anyway,
has been shading people online. Well, Maria has been shading them online. And then now we done with that whole drama. Zama then thinks that she basically just says that wow, we just had Sarisha's party and we all said that we're going to move on and have fun. Like we're all coming through with this good energy. Now I don't know what's happening. She's like,
I don't
how
know how I feel
we
about Zama.
oh
Mm-mm. She's not giving. Again, she needs to have other people defending her fights. Again, she's just being the nice, cordial one, the one who wants. No, we needed to step it up, step it up, girl. Step it up.
well then
Yeah.
they do bring up they do bring up the baby saga. I'm gonna call it the baby saga.
Yes, yes.
And basically, someone says that I think it was Maria said that that Angel basically conditioned the group to call her the baby, and then she's like, "Let me clarify." It's like she did refer to herself as the baby because she is the youngest in the group, but she didn't think. But then she says that she didn't think that Zama was saying it in a malicious way. But she said that in that moment, she didn't want to be called the baby. Like, now you need to decide. Because also, you can't make it your personality that you're the youngest in the group. Because they also won't let you forget that you are the youngest in the group anyway.
But then also, like, for me, the thing like she said she knew she said maliciously, but she didn't like it. So I was thinking, so what was the problem? Like, what was the issue? So like, can we not call? I didn't get it. I'm like, so what were you mad about? Honestly, she's just too reactive. She's honestly too reactive. Oh,
And
it's a lot.
also it's confusing because yeah, I was really she lost me when she said she felt like Zama wasn't doing this
Yeah.
for, like with malicious intent. So then why did you come for her so hard?
Like you even got heated. You got heated as a fire.
You know what I mean?
Look around, everybody on mute.
Listen, but then Angel does apologize for her delivery. And I guess Zama accepts the apology. But now your whole personality, Angel, cannot be that you're the youngest in the group. We get it. These women are older than you. Some of them much older than you. We get it. But that can't be your whole personality. It's giving Neka on Real House of Potomac, whose whole personality is being Nigerian. It cannot be your whole personality. It really cannot. So Zama, I mean Angel, get it together. Stop referring to yourself as the baby. You're 29, you're young, we know you're successful, so just stop referring to yourself as a child or a kid. Just say you're in a group with other women. That's what it is. Period, full stop. You're on the same
Other
show as
ladies.
them. Yeah, you're on the same show as them, so it really doesn't matter what age you are. But if you keep referring to
You
yourself
know
as a
what?
baby, they will keep hopping on it themselves.
I never expected. I wasn't ready for you to ready for you coming for Nicola. Like I never saw that coming. I never saw that coming. Also, I think I've also never like noticed that she does talk about being Nigerian.
Full
So now you mentioned, I'm like,
personality
oh damn,
is
oh
being
damn. I did not see
Nigerian.
that read coming, but it's so accurate.
That's her whole personality, which is also annoying.
Oh
But
God.
at least we don't need to hear about this baby thing again. It's over. But the problem is that
But how do you feel about how do you feel about Neil
Zama's
as
gonna
well?
who Neil.
Mm-hmm.
Neil is a man that clearly wanted to be a husband because he's really enjoying himself. He wanted to be a husband. This is what he's been waiting for his
Alcoholic or
whole life.
non-alcoholic?
You know what I mean?
He really was feeling like yeah, he was hosting. He was when she hosted, he stood there with her as well. Even though
Exactly.
he
It
didn't
was
say anything.
his
He just said past or
event
present.
as well.
It was
It was
his
his
event as well.
event.
It should have
So
been
like,
Maria and Neil invite you.
listen. So like, I mean, he's been waiting. Listen, the minute I'm sure he heard that Ruan is gone, he probably found a way to like snuck his way into Maria's life so that he could be the next husband. If we're being honest, he's the type. So like,
He
he's
says, "Girl, you
living.
need a stylist." He's ready to be the stylist. He's yeah. You go, Neil. I guess
And listen, now that we have a whole husband event, clearly the husbands are gonna play a big role in the season,
in the
like
season,
in the
yeah.
season. So we all probably need to get used to it and just deal with it.
You're right. Damn, you're actually right. I didn't even think about that. I forgot that. Like, I probably might have to see this again. And
You're
then I
definitely
don't
gonna
mind the
see Ruan
drama.
again.
I don't mind the drama. It's just that like we didn't have to refer to them as husbands. You could even have an event where it's a. But then again, now we say the husband is Girls and Gays appropriate. I feel like Girls and Gays is appropriate.
Do you know what's appropriate or not? I need a gay person to tell me what's appropriate because I don't want to offend nobody.
I honestly feel like the Girls and the Gays is appropriate, but I think that's appropriate because like we've also had the whole Renaissance awakening, and it's like yes, we are gay, I mean, you can't refer to me as the gay, but you can. Yes, you can say Seasons was gay. So yeah, I think Girls and Gays is just she just should have been like Girls and the Gays, a Renaissance moment. Ooh, see, once you put Renaissance, once you put Beyonce in it, guys, yeah.
Everything makes
I
sense.
should I feel like the Girls and the Gay. The problem with what we had in Nini's one was that she said the girls and the gays, a white mystery party, and the title just continued. I think that was
Yeah.
also the issue. And also just like referring to you as an accessory rather than like a fully
Yes.
fledged like,
I
person.
think that's also
I think
like
that's also
what
the
the
other issue.
really that's the other issue, referring to gay people
Yeah.
as an accessory, where we really we're in a new era. We should have really moved on for that. Like gay people are more than just accessories. But also we need
Hmm.
gay men to stop leaning into this too much. Like you see now, you're not into it as a gay man, but it's like there's a whole other generation of gay people that love being husbands.
Mm.
They living for it. And we can't say it's wrong either.
Like, we can't. But at the same time, I also don't like how like sometimes like a woman will like get excited when she hears that someone is gay, and it's like, oh, I
Yeah,
know.
yes.
Like, what if I'm an asshole? You actually don't
Yo,
like.
you don't know anything
You
about me.
don't know anything about me, and now all of a sudden, now you want to have the conversation. It's like we can have the conversation naturally. Like, if I like fashion, okay, sure. We both like fashions. It's just so weird how like now you're gonna ham up and now we're calling each other darling, and I don't mind being called darling. I don't mind, but it's just
Yeah.
I don't like the hamming up when you hear. Yeah.
So, what did you think about the episode? Now that we're at the end of it, what did you think about the episode? What's your rating?
Hmm. It was okay. It was okay. The haphazard scenes I was very confused about. Like the way they ended, I was like, is this an editing issue? Like, what's the problem? Um, I also think I do have a problem with it. Again, Angel was the was trying to be the moment. And yeah, I don't know. I feel like I still need more. I still need more. I still need more. I think it was
Mm.
better than last week's episode. Mm-mm. I'm giving it a 4.8.
Wow, you don't think it was better than last week's episode?
I'm giving it a 4. Okay, no, wait. We had those emotional scenes. Hang on. A 5.5. Jojo was cute as well. A 5.5.
But it was better than last week.
It was. It wasn't much better, but it was slightly better.
Okay. I
I
don't
think
know.
it's
Like
because the drama just doesn't. There's no tangibility in the drama. I think that's also my other issue. It's like it's people in the drama have nothing to do with the drama and they're starting it, or who like they didn't even witness the drama and they're starting it. People like drama that I think could have more tension, like the Zama and thingy. Okay, maybe because it's so early in the season, so they don't want to be now enemies immediately. But I don't know. I just feel like if I was one of those if I was Zama, I think I would have dealt with it a bit differently.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it looks
yeah.
like maybe she's warming up because when she was with Slee and Maria at Maria's house, she did say that I'm not the one though. So it looks like maybe I don't know, maybe she was holding back on purpose because maybe she's like you don't want to
Mm,
get all of this heat. But it looks like if it does happen again, she's
mm.
gonna have words for for Angel.
Well, let's hope so. Let's hope so,
Yeah,
Zama,
let's hope so.
because yeah, right now she's for me, she's in the yellow seat. That makes sense.
Okay.
Like if yellow's the
Yeah,
robot, yeah.
yeah. Okay, I agree with you. I agree with you when it comes to the shorter scenes. The way they ended was very abrupt. I didn't really like that because it felt like they didn't fit. It didn't. It felt like they didn't fit part of like the episode a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
It
it felt
didn't
like they weren't
flow.
supposed to be there. They just put them there as fillers. So I'm like, well, it doesn't. Does it? Because I think at the end of the day, an episode needs to tell a story. And I think for the most part, when it comes to Durban, things always play out the same way. They start off at the beginning of the season. I mean, beginning of the episode, they talk about what happened
Yeah.
at the last
That's a good
event.
point.
Then at the end of every episode, there's an event, and that's how the scenes. That's how they've been working. It would be
Yeah.
nice to get some drama
In
in
between. Mix
between,
it up.
yes. Not just
Yeah.
waiting for the
Yeah.
end of the episode to get to where all the spices. Like it would be
That's
nice
very
to,
true.
like get some kind of variety. Because right now, the way I can tell you how next episode is gonna happen, there's gonna be another event, but it's gonna be at the end of the episode. So we need more. I don't know. We need variety. Keep us on
We
our toes.
do. Keep us on our
Keep us on
toes.
our
That's actually
toes.
that is a very good point. And maybe that's also why like my ratings are so low. It's because it's already predictable and I know what's gonna happen,
Yes.
And like I think until I get like a spicy fight where like, ooh, blows are being thrown, like reads are coming, like coming your way, and also like the fight seems to make sense. then I'll be like,
Yes.
okay, I'm understanding, I get it now. But I feel like even though Lagos also has that same like episodic structure, it was stronger. I do feel like the season was like much stronger than what we're seeing right now. I mean, only 2 episodes in, so let's hope it picks up. But what we're seeing right now, I'm just not being sold.
No, I hear you. And I think for me, my rating would be a 6.5. Yeah, 6.5.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, 6.5. I thought it was a decent episode. I think I'm giving it an extra point just because I felt like that husband appreciation thing had some drama. Even if it was unwarranted, I felt like at least it gave us some kind of entertainment.
I think so too. I don't know. I just
Yeah.
think I'm annoyed that like now, episode 3, we probably will have to have like a Maria and Neil scene and they're discussing it. And
Yes.
it's probably
And
gonna
there
go
are
on.
only so many scenes where we can discuss the same thing over and over again. Like
That's it.
we can only discuss the goddess event only so many times in one episode. Like next week we can
Mm.
only discuss the Guzman event only so many times because we need to move on from it. Because what's the
And like
next thing
we've
that
also
we're gonna
seen it, it's like
focus
we
on?
just saw it. We just saw it. So it's also fresh in our brain. So we don't also need the recapping. Because I mean, let's be honest, like they're creating TV for us. You're creating drama for us to watch because we're the viewers. So we don't need another rehashing. That scene feels unnecessary because like we just don't.
We just don't. Yeah, I'm not into it because I'm like, I just watched it. Like, I'm okay. Like, I know what happened.
I'm
Unless you're
good.
really gonna give me an interesting opinion or something more
Mm.
to it
Oh yes, an
besides a
addendum, some more
recap.
tea. If you
Yes,
give some more tea
more
bags, but
than
yeah, yeah.
yes, more than just a recap, then I can allow it. But if all we're gonna do is recap and it's gonna be very short, I can't watch a scene of people just recapping.
And please no more haphazard scenes. Oh gosh.
No, they will be. I'm so sorry. They really will be those scenes. That's how they do stuff.
But more JoJo, more common, more comedic JoJo. I think I like it. I think the reason also why I like the JoJo scene is because it adds a bit of like that. That's the variety that we need. Like we're getting dimensions. Like we had the emotional parts with Nonku and Slee, but then we also have like some lightheartedness. I do enjoy Housewives sometimes just doing like banal shits, but it's
Yes,
fun. They're just being silly, and
you're
I
right.
do appreciate that because sometimes when it's
Yeah.
too much drama or it's just too much recapping and drama, then it's like, oof, this is heavy, this is
No,
intense.
but you're
Yeah.
right though, because I think I just thought about it now. Like, I think what would add a nice dimension is that I think what we get with the other, especially the American housewives, is that we are part of their families, right? So I feel like
We're
here
in their
in
lives. We feel
Durban,
like we
we're
are
in
their
their
family.
lives.
Yeah.
So I think with
Yeah.
these housewives, there's probably lots of restrictions. I mean, Nonku, I don't think she can show her kids on the
Mm.
show, and that's fair. Like, fine. Jojo doesn't have any kids, so it's just her and her husband. But we can also see other aspects of her family. We've seen Sarisha and her kids. I feel like she's
Mm.
given us that, so but she's the only one. Like, it would be nice to see us get into their family life, so that besides them having drama as cast members, we see
Mm-hmm.
them their lives also
Mm-hmm.
unfolding. Like, if you look at Beverly Hills, like we've seen the kids grow up.
Mm.
Now Maurizio
Mm. Mm.
and
Mm.
Tyler going through a separation or a divorce or whatever it is. Like, it would be
We're
nice to
in. It's
see.
like it's
Yes,
like we are the additional family member. You're actually so right. And I think even though Sarisha has like touched, she's done some kind of those parts of those scenes. I still think she can
yes,
do more. I mean, maybe you have 3 kids. You have 500 million pugs. Like, let's talk about one of the pugs. I'm sure one of them is sick. I'm sure one of them needs to go to the vets. I'm sure maybe 3. Let's see those parts of let's see more of that so we get more dimension so you're a fuller person. I think that's also why we appreciate the sleaze scene. And I guess there are a lot of restrictions. But yeah, man, let's just see other parts. I loved how
yeah.
Jojo was doing painting events, but we saw no painting. You say you were an artist, we've
No,
never seen one painting from you, not even
no.
on Instagram or anything. You know what I'm saying? It would have been nice to have seen her to just paint something quickly in 10 minutes. Like if you are an artist, I'm sure you can come up with something that looks beautifully, nicely colorful, can be abstract or whatever, but just give us something in 10 minutes at least. But no, you're too busy in the drama and recapping that you probably just put water on the canvas. That's all you did.
Give us more events. Like, we can't just rely on one
Give us
event.
more.
Give us a huge lunch. Give us a group dinner. Then give us a main event. Or let's go to a yoga studio
Mm.
together. I know Maria and Surisha did that, but like, give us more of those things. Maybe a group
Then if there
yoga
was
session.
not even an instructor.
You know
Exactly.
what
There
I
was not even an
mean?
instructor, Rita.
Give us more of those things. Take us to goat yoga or puppy yoga. Things like that. There's group scenes like
Mm.
that are more than just us, because we didn't see them do yoga. You're right. Like we really didn't see that. But give us more group scenes that are outside of just the main event of the episode.
Yeah. I think that we
Yeah.
just need dimensions, guys. We honestly need dimensions. It cannot just be recapping and events.
Yeah.
We need variety. We need spice. We need spice. It's Britney, bitch. Give me more.
Give me more. Well, you guys let us know what you think. I'll put a poll. I'll ask citizens what poll we should put up for this episode, but I'll put a poll for everyone that listens on Spotify. There'll be a
Mm.
poll up, so we'll upload when it'll be up there when we upload the episode. But yeah, thanks for
Do
listening,
you think
guys.
Angel is the moment? Do you think Angel is the
Yeah,
moment?
that's the question. Do you think Angel is the moment? Do
No,
you
but
think
thank you everyone
Angel
for
is the
listening,
moment?
honestly.
Thanks for listening, guys, and we'll see you guys on another episode of the podcast of Reality. Bye,
Yo.
guys.
Bye.